Landlords. Some say we can't live with them, others say we can't live without them. Too many searchers and owners lose their opportunity to complete a buy-sell transaction thanks to uncooperative landlords. And it doesn't have to be that way. I'm Ted Leverette, broadcasting from PartnerOnCall.com. I'm the original business buyer advocate. For more than 30 years, I've been helping people find and to buy the right businesses the right way, and then helping them grow their company using mergers and acquisitions. Along the way, I've interacted with and learned from some of the best deal makers worldwide. You're going to hear Peter Nola of ABC Business Sales talk to us about landlord reality, due diligence, and deal making.
You're right. Landlords are one of the biggest, and leases are one of the biggest issues that we face. And there's very often nothing we can do about it. Only occasionally is there something we can do. And generally, it's either appealing to their logic and going, well, what are you doing this for? Or their greed, in which case you have to give them some cash somehow along the line, or give them a cut of something. And it's an oddball thing. Landlords often at the sale of a business get greedy, and I don't quite see the logic. So they'll have had a tenant for 10 years. He's paid whatever the rent is a year. He sells the business or wants to sell the business, and the landlord goes, oh, well, let's put the rent up to market because I like the old guy, but I don't like this guy. So the rent's going to go up by 25%. And of course, 20 grand more on the rent per year is 20 grand off the profits. Therefore, the value of the business reduces. So in fact, he's penalizing the poor old business owner who he likes. And there's not a lot of way around that. And it's very, very frustrating because they just go, well, that's fine. If you want me, if you want to sell your business, this is the deal. Or if you want to lease the property, this is the deal. And I think it's quite short-sighted because it tends to hurt the tenant that they've actually liked and wanted to look after for a long time. And he's the one that gets hurt the most because he either doesn't sell his business has to sell it for a reduction. But often you'll get the purchaser going, oh, well, I really like the business, but that landlord's just a pain in the butt. I don't want to have a lease with a landlord who's that much annoying or that bad or that. So it doesn't matter what deal you come up with then, they simply don't want to do it because they don't want to be a tenant for that landlord. So, and as a broker, there's not a lot we can, we try, we get them around the table, we very rarely resort to legal threats because, as you say, that just tends to not work. But we do try and get them around tables, but very, very difficult to resolve that sort of thing.
Does this mean that one of the first things a broker does in looking at a listing is ask the landlord, to what degree are you going to cooperate?
Well, see, and again, often we're not allowed to do that. So we'll say to the seller, hey, can we talk to the landlord? We'd like to know, it's a 3-year lease. Can we get a couple of rights of renewals on the end? Banks will look at a business a lot more favorable if it's got a 5 or a 6-year lease than if it's got a 2-year lease. So can we talk? And I'll go, oh, I don't really want the landlord to know I'm selling at this point. So, he's really good. And once we've got a deal, we'll go and talk to the landlord. And most of the time, that's absolutely true. But yes, one of the things that I do, one of the first things I ask for is a copy of the lease. I read the lease. There's often things in there that poor old tenant has no idea. He might have signed it 10 years ago and he's got no idea what he's actually agreed to. And we ask to speak to the landlord. And again, sometimes they let us, sometimes they don't. Most landlords, as I said, probably the vast percentage of them are good. But when you strike a bad one, you really do strike a bad one.
How can people get in touch with you?
You can find me via my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/my name, Peter Nola. Happy to talk to you. Or you can just email me, my name, peternola@gmail. Happy to talk anytime.
Okay, excellent, Peter. Thanks for sharing the wealth with us.
Anytime. It's a pleasure, Ted.